how do you feel that your music in particular, the bands, or just yours individually can affect change based on what we've seen in the past couple months and this movement that we are experiencing?
It's really hard to answer that question because I don't know if music at this point is going to affect change. I think a lot of times when you have certain policies that's in place, and it's been in place for a very long time, it's not until certain curtains are drawn or pulled down that you can really get to the core of what the problem is. And I feel that we would have to be more of a political, we have to take more of a political stance in our music, lyrically, to affect change. But I think what music does, it does pull people together. So what I was happy to see with all the marching, that it wasn't just Black people that had to go out there and march on their own. I saw like the world come together.
Good evening. Welcome to Game Changers with Fabian Lyon. Glad you could join me tonight. I am very excited to have as my second guest International Women in Reggae, a groundbreaking all-female reggae band that's based in New York. This group has really taken New York, especially by storm. They have a very unique style to them, and their sound is something fresh, something new in the band circuit, and that's not very easy to do. So I'd like to say to everybody here, welcome to International Women in Reggae. Hello to everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
It is a true pleasure to have you on, and tonight we're just gonna, we hope people got their dancing shoes on because we're gonna have some solo performances by each of you, and for that I'm very thankful. We're also joined by the founder, Arian Wint. Glad to have you on, Arian, and glad that you could help me put this all together.
Thank you.
Okay, and also the manager, the man behind the scenes, Alex King, and he is the one responsible for so much success with this group. And thank you, Alex, for coming on as well, and also
Thank you for having us.
for making this happen. So without further ado, I would like to introduce each band member. First of all, Arian Wint.
Hi, my name is Arian. I'm the founder and drummer of International Women in Reggae.
All right, and then we have Andrea on guitar. If you could just say a few words, Andrea.
Hi, everyone. Good to be on this platform, and thank you for having us. And hope to be doing this again sometime soon, maybe.
Okay. And Katrina, let's hear from Katrina.
Hi, I'm Katrina. I'm one of the vocalists for the group. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming on. And Keisha, who gave me that wonderful intro on Facebook. I truly appreciate that. That was awesome, Keisha.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Keisha Martin. I'm vocalist for International Women in Reggae, and I'm super, super excited to be here. I'm Issa Rakan Kamin. I hope everybody's tuning in, share the live, share the vibe. It's going to be great and awesome tonight.
Okay. And we also have Magano.
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 Say a couple words.
Hey, I'm Magana, one of the singers for the group, and we are a sisterhood hoping to make such a difference in all lives. Yeah, man.
Most definitely. And Shannon, we see you there with the guitar, and can you say a couple words as well?
Hi. So I'm Shannon Barreto, also known as Bad Basie.
Yes!
And I play bass for International Women in Reggae, and I'm super honored to be a part.
Okay, very, very nice to have you as well. We'd also like to include Shay.
Hi, everybody. This is Shay Lawrence. I am the pianist and vocalist for International Women in Reggae, and I'm truly honored to be here.
Yes!
New to the group.
Yes!
This is
Hence we love
her
it.
inauguration.
Okay, and we also have Tova on violin. Tova.
Hi everyone, my name is Tova Harris. I'm an electric violinist in International Women in Reggae, and it's such an honor to have you host us, Fabian, and much luck on your upcoming series.
Okay, thank you very much, Tova. And we also have a future star, if not a star right now, Anaya, and she's part of the Girls in Every Key mentorship.
Yes, Anaya!
All right.
Okay, and Anaya, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Anaya. I am part of Girls in Every Key, and I'm actually really glad to be here.
Awesome.
Oh.
Thanks for being here, Naya.
Thanks, Anaya.
What kind of instruments are you playing right now, Anaya? Just talk about that a little bit before we get started.
I've always wanted to play violin, so I'm learning violin with Tova, actually.
Yes.
Yes!
I really like playing the violin.
Okay.
And she's an awesome student.
We love you, Anaya.
Love you, Anaya.
I love you guys too.
Okay. Well, that's awesome to hear.
Renisha, don't get jealous. We love you too.
Love you, Renisha.
Only love here tonight. Only love here tonight. So, Ariane, as a founder, I wanted to ask you first, maybe a little bit of how your background really shaped this great creation here that you've put together. I know you went to Edna Manley College in Jamaica. Just speak on that experience and how things kind of grew from there.
Okay, I went to Edamame College of the Visual and Performing Arts. I studied jazz, funk, Latin, and Caribbean music. I also played classical violin as my second instrument. After attending Edna Manley, or while attending Edna Manley, I recognized that we didn't have too many females around. And so from that time until now, I've always had a vision of having an all-female group in one setting.
Okay. So as far as this group, it was formed, you formed it 3 years ago. Tell me about the genesis of it and how it was important to select band members and everything that has happened in the last 3+ years for you.
The group was born, or it was in July of 2017, and we had our first rehearsal. It was very difficult to find female musicians. However, it was imperative that I find the right ones. And before any of these girls joined the group, we spoke about our vision, where you see yourself, why you want to join the group. And I recognize that we have so much in common and we have similar goals. So immediately I knew this was going to, the personalities will come into play, of course, but I knew that this was going to go somewhere. Before, of course, they had to have talent, but to me, it was more important that we have a vision and we know what we are about. And so I can honestly say that each individual person here know what exactly they're about and where they're coming from.
Okay. Talk about the name, because I always think that's fascinating in itself, how names kind of emerge naturally, and why this name, International Woman in Reggae?
Well, reggae for me is universal, and reggae, I know music is a language, but reggae to me is the main language in music. I'm being a bit biased, but the makeup of the group is what says it all.
Right.
Each individual, they have different backgrounds and they're from different parts of the world. or their parents are from different parts of the world. Hence, International Women in Reggae.
Right. Okay. And Alex, I'd like to bring you in as the manager and just tell me your experience so far and where do you see this band headed, you know, once this COVID crisis starts tailing off and you can get out again and perform.
Well, it's the COVID is a plus minus thing. It's sort of that it gives us time now to group and regroup and rethink and take the band even further than where we are now, which is of course what we're trying to plan in the first place. But the thing is that everything happens for a reason, and everybody in this band knows all the trials and tribulations that we've had is like just disappear when we get to it. It's like we see it coming, but as we get there, it's not there anymore. And we just keep on going and going and going. When we think there's a problem, it's not a problem.
True.
So things just keep on happening for us. I don't know if somebody's watching over us. I don't know what it is, but it just seems just extraordinary how we move as a group. The whole sisterhood, very much blessed. The whole group of girls is, I mean, it's just a gel. They just gel together. There's no animosity. There's no anything happening. And these girls just move
egos,
along.
No nothing.
I mean,
We're
everyone
just...
we each have our own little problems, all of us. But when we come together, it's like, well, we could work this out. We could do this. We could do it. We're not just a band. We're a family.
Right.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, we stick up for each other. We do things for each other, whatever it is. Like a sister, brother. I'm the only male, but I don't look at it like, you know, well, I'm still part of the band as the band, IWIR.
Right.
Of course.
You know, so if one has a problem, then we find a way of fixing it and we move on. And I'm really sorry for a lot of people that come next year because we have 2 years to make up.
Taking over.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be crazy.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be something else.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Keisha, I wanted to ask you, how long have you been with the band? And just tell me, you know, they say once you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere in terms of how tough those crowds are. And just tell me, what does it mean to perform with your bandmates and to really feed off that energy from the crowd?
So I can say it's really been a great experience being a part of IWIR. Being a solo artist for like so long, for so many years, because I've been in the game for like 20 years. I'm still a solo artist outside of the band, but I don't treat it any different than me being a solo act. IWIR is a part of who I am. So, you know, before I do anything about Keisha Martin, I'm always, you know, I always tell Ariane, like, this is a part of who I am. So, you know, if I'm getting a show or whatever the situation is, there's always a conversation about, okay, about the band and what's going to happen. Because again, it's like DNA. We're all a group, we're a family. So, I mean, it's just been a blessing from beginning to end. I've been with the band this is year 3 for me. And I'm super excited. I was honored when Ariane approached me about being a part of the band because this was something that I really wanted to see happen in the industry. I even made my own attempt and it didn't work out, but I told her it wasn't for me to do it. And so when she approached me, I said, okay, this is something that's supposed to happen and I'm honored to even be a part of it. You know, I do nothing of my own, you know, fruition. I always put God first and I allow him to order my steps in everything. So when she approached me, I said, you know what, this is God. And I'm so honored that I actually took the opportunity that I was given to be a part of this sisterhood because it's been a blessing ever since.
Right, okay. Katrina, just tell me what the music, why do you perform the instruments what made you pick up those instruments and what does it mean beyond just performing? What does music mean to you and how does that kind of really help this whole band? How does it add to this whole band, you think? Just your part.
Well, I sing. So this is the only instrument I ever knew. The thing is, I've been doing music for 20 years. And I've done it with, I've sang background vocals for so many different people, and I've done even a solo career for myself, but I've never been around a group of women who, I don't know, people have it this in their head that they fight, they bicker, whatever. So I've often seen that with some people, and I stopped doing music for a little while because of, whatever. But then I came to this country, and because of my sister Megano having a conversation with somebody else about music, she said, "Hey, I'd like you to start doing music, you know." So I ended up with International Women in Reggae, and I found that it was like the perfect spot for me. I could be myself. I'm a troublemaker. I'm loving. Okay, so sometimes they have to tell me to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Alex always tell me that. I can be myself. I can be myself. Plus, I get to sing. I can sing all my original songs. I can sing, whatever I want, and I have the support of a family. And that's what I've always wanted. I've never had that singing with male singers. Sorry. I've never had that working with other artists because I don't know. I've been bitten so many times in music industry in the past, but since I've been with International Women in Reggae, not once. This is my family. So
Love you,
Yeah, yeah.
Gina.
we love you,
We love
Queen.
you.
Boy. I love y'all too. But the thing is, I have to say this. A lot of people think that joining a group would be like the worst thing. But I'm a solo artist. Magano is a solo artist. Keisha is a solo artist. And I'm sure Shay is one as well. And we've all had totally different personalities. We've had the weirdest personalities, the cutest ones, the craziest ones. But
Keisha.
we all leave Keisha alone. We all mesh together. We all mesh together, and we have fun with it, and we accept each other's, nuances, and anything different. We just accept each other's personalities and learn to live with it and move forward as a unit. And it's never hindered anything. We've never had quarrels or anything like that. We've never had that. And it's 3 years running. Come on, and counting.
We're doing good.
Yes,
And
yes, we're doing
counting.
good. Yeah.
And this was gonna be another
I mean, sometimes we
awesome year.
want to fight, so don't lie. Okay?
Of course.
I mean, not me. Sometimes Pamela want to fight,
Pamela.
Like
but
Gudas
is that right?
and
Is that right? No.
the different personalities
I mean,
will clash,
Pamela,
but it's
I mean, and
always
then
so good.
She has like 20
listen.
at this point. It's
Yeah.
literally exponential.
All right, yeah, like, oh my God.
But
We love
Fabian,
you,
trust
Keisha.
me, when
We
I
love
say
you
we
too.
just move along seamlessly anyway. People expect the wrong thing, but we move along seamlessly anyway because we are sisters. Well, including Alex.
I feel like the expectation is that failure when they hear females getting together
Yes.
because society has this, oh my God, females together, that's got to be like candy. And
Disastrous.
But I feel
They're
like what
waiting for the
makes
next
us
shoe to
work is
drop.
our honesty with each other
Yes.
and our
Mhm.
communication. If even if we disagree about something, that's all it is. We're not like behind each other's backs and going to other.
Talk
It's
about
just
it.
about if Morgana do me something, you can pick up your phone and say, listen,
Right away.
Morgana, say boom, 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 and she has the opportunity. And I feel like in life in general,
Right.
I feel like we don't allow people to apologize. We don't know what's going on in anybody's heads, especially right now in society and what we are dealing with in the present moment. I feel like there needs to be a lot more consideration on what people's mental state is,
Yeah.
especially
How
when they
we're
lash
feeling.
out and they're angry. Everybody's in different spaces in their lives. And so at the end of the day, if we don't get along or we can't get along, it is not because this person deliberately wants to not get along. It may be that they're dealing with something in their life and they're just not in a space to deal
Right.
with those emotions in that moment. So,
And
I mean,
the funny thing
go
that
ahead, sis.
to add to what you're saying, we have it's easier for us to forgive
Right.
each other. We
Right.
are easy to forgive each other. So it doesn't even escalate to anything.
Right.
We love each other so much that we just
Right.
forgive and move
Love
forward.
overshadows everything. It always
Yes.
wins with us. And I
I
don't
think
think
everybody knows each other's character.
Mhm.
right.
So we know where one will go and where one won't go.
And
So
what we're leading with.
you can go in all different directions. That's what blends it. And the bottom line is fun. That's the key. It's fun. When the fun's gone,
Right.
then it's not worth it.
You have
anymore.
problems.
But it's all fun. It's all fun. It's like there's nothing better than doing something you love to do and happy
Yeah.
doing it than to get $2 for it. I would
True.
prefer not to get paid for it and be happy than to get paid for it and be miserable.
That
Yeah.
part. Right.
So
Yes.
that's where it all and I don't even know how it happened. It didn't take a week, it didn't take a month. It was like instant.
It just happened.
It happened.
Right.
It was
So
like
I know how it happened.
Magano's, Shannon is Shannon, Arian is Arian, and everybody knows their little square. Everybody knows where to go with each other. And that's it. Nobody
Right.
pushes the boundaries. Nobody pushes
Right.
the boundaries.
That's true.
Fabian,
And-
this
and
happened because of Ariane.
Right.
She
Right.
is
Right.
this stern lady, but yet soft and gentle, and a
Mhm.
gel that pulled us
Boss
together
lady.
and stuck
Right.
us together like magnet to steel. Because we all have strong personalities too.
Yeah.
Right.
She just manages to we're not hype. We are not feeling like
No.
we're above anybody or nothing like that. But when she, with her calm little voice, talks, we're like, okay,
Okay.
Ariane.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ari.
Done. She orders us around and we do it.
Right. She bosses us around all the time.
Lord
like, okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's
She
a
should have been a school teacher.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
She was.
No, head mistress.
So I
This is the dean.
want to ask each and every one of you, if you had to choose one artist that the band could collaborate on, each individual that wants you to answer it, and after that, if we could go into a performance from whomever wants to go first, but just each and every one of you, is there one artist, past or present, that you'd like to collaborate with this band? Let's go first, doesn't matter.
Interesting question.
Okay, Shannon, you talk.
So definitely one band or artist I want to collaborate with is probably Marcia Griffiths. Definitely, I love her music because I've only been playing reggae for about a year and a half. So I've been kind of listening around and just trying to get a feel for reggae and just really growing my reggae musicianship, for lack of a better term, and
I should bud don't Fabian.
If it tells you.
AKA Bud
it's hands
BFC.
down Marcia Griffiths. I love all of her songs,
Okay.
as the band knows.
Okay.
Yeah. Tova.
It's not a female artist, but Ernest Ringland.
Oh, bad. What? You
Wow.
love him?
Check that out, Coach Over.
I'm gonna see if I could have a coke.
I know.
I love
Just that.
infusing jazz into reggae, and I think there's going to be an emerging female wave of just amazing art through reggae that's going to happen. We see Mento at the beginning, and then we have all of these amazing waves like Rocksteady to ska, and we're not sure where it will end. And I think this is a really exciting time where we get to see what is the sound of reggae going to be, and the answer in my opinion is anything. And I think Ernest really explores that from his beginnings to even now.
Okay. Anybody else?
Shay, but before Shay speaks, I just wanted to introduce Shay. Shay is our officially our keyboard player and her vocalist. You notice Christina is not here. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to balance. She's doing her PhD, so it's difficult to balance school and the demands of International Women in Reggae. We love her very much, and we welcome Shay. And on that note, I want to big up Aya. Aya, I know Aya is in Japan, but she's with us. She, anything
Big up, Aya, big up.
Boop, boop.
Hey, we miss you, Aya.
Yeah, she does background work with us still. So she was officially our bass player, even though she's really a keyboard player, but Aya is really multifaceted. She's multi-talented.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to big up Aya. I want to big up Christina. I want to big up everyone, Sugar, and all those people who have passed through, because Misha, we had a plethora of females that have passed through and have the ability, or not the ability, I'm talking nonsense. I'm having a brain fart now. They've performed with us in October, would have been our fourth annual. Oh my goodness, our fourth annual, but we give them a platform to perform. Right. And it's been happening since 2017. So we have had a lot of females that have passed through.
Which was a plan from day one. It wasn't a coincidence. It was what Arian planned from day one, a platform for other people to move on. Mm-hmm. Right. Whether they stayed with us or not, they still used us as a platform, or not used us, I should say. We invited them for a platform for them to push their career forward.
Right.
So whether it worked or not, it's regardless, they'll always be part of IWIR, but they move on to what they need to do. The band stays together. So it's a platform for girls. And soon enough, we'll have a little, a miniature IWIR. Right. We're mini-me's, a bunch of mini-me's.
So Andrea, naturally Andrea, Tova, and Shannon are the quiet ones in the group. I'll just let you know. Yeah. So don't give them Shay had Shay, it was your turn to speak about who you like and what you think about being in a group.
Well, being mostly from
collaborate with
R&B background. Well, in terms of R&B, I would definitely say Brandy.
You love that woman.
I drinking
Brandy. I love Brandy. But in regards to reggae, I'm more into like Buju and Sizzla. Sizzla even shared one of my videos one time. Like I'm very like
nice.
Yeah, like I've worked.
What you saying?
As Magano knows, I've done background vocals for Luciano as well. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's cool.
And in terms of being in this progressive, band, I'm just like truly honored because I've been playing keys for a long time, mostly self-taught. I'm mostly a vocalist, but I actually, this kind of like fell into my lap because I was a little like, for a while I didn't think anyone would hire me because I don't have much training per se, but I play by ear and I do what I do, and I like to think I'm pretty good at what I do. So,
we heard Shay.
Let's toot your horn. Toot toot.
Yes. You're awesome.
I'm grateful to be here, and I just want to say thank you, like, for even considering me, like, to be a part of this movement.
What I was saying, man.
So, Arian, can we have a performance now, and then we'll get to Majano and Andrea and Keisha and somebody.
Magano.
Okay.
Magano. You said Magano.
It's Magano.
Good.
That's the Floridian way of saying it.
Who's gonna start?
So anybody that's already spoken that has a performance already, you guys can go ahead. That's what he's saying.
Jay, you want to start? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
All right.
Let me make sure I start off in the right key, not the wrong key. I just want you close. Hey, where you can stay forever. You can be sure that it'll only get better. No one, no one can get in the way of what I'm feeling. No one, no one, no one can get in the way of what I feel for you.
She crazy. She crazy.
Yes.
She crazy.
Mother road.
Go, girl.
Yes.
Thank you.
We love that.
Performance with IWIR.
Next person. Who is up?
Oh, okay.
Who's up?
Who's up?
Shannon.
What? Wow. Wow. Tova, how you gonna do me like that, Tova?
Right under the bus.
All right, hold on. I have to plug in for a second.
All right.
All right, jump one. Katrina.
No, she's ready.
Oh, she's ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You crazy
Thanks,
girl.
Shannon.
That's why she's
Go
bad
ahead.
bass.
Bad bass in
That's
the
why she's bad
building.
God,
Bad
this
Daisy.
Bad bass in the building.
crab up, no.
Thank you.
Crab. What was that?
You guys gas me up too much, man.
Nah, you bugging. Not
Listen.
even.
It ain't
No
Only
gas.
do it when
gasking.
we only do it when we mean it.
Yeah.
I trust you guys. I trust you.
Who's next?
You're bad.
Who is next?
Tova.
Thank you.
All right.
Quote.
That was fire. That was fire.
Oh, yeah. We love it.
Wow.
Wow.
What's up?
Very nice.
And
Yes.
just like kind of already like she's like fidgeting to go.
Right? Like you could actually put that as was like the movie track.
Yeah,
Listen,
right?
That's
I
the
was
soundtrack.
sitting-
That's the
I was
soundtrack.
sitting by the
Soundtrack.
river. I was sitting by the river a while ago and just meditating.
Yes.
I saw that IWIR movie. That was the screen. That's before
Yeah.
the big epic. Yes.
The life stories. Okay.
And Marianne, I wanted to ask you, before we get to the other band members on that same question, as far as this fusion that we've seen, maybe you know better than I would, last couple of decades, not someone we would have necessarily seen 30 years ago, for example, but just tell me how almost like food, there's more experimentation now with foods from different cultures, different cuisines, and that is also being fused. And so there's less of these rigid laws or rules about what can go with what. So talk about especially reggae and classical music, something that I never imagined growing up, having taken 4 years classical piano myself, that I'd ever see those two fused. So just tell me how this whole mindset has changed and what has been your experience as far as the acceptance of these almost polar opposite genres, but coming together and making this beautiful music.
That's my question.
Yes.
Okay.
So, for me, the sky is the limit, and I never put myself in a box. I don't put IWIR in a box. We are not to be shipped anywhere. So, with that being said, I've always loved the violin. I started playing the violin when I was I want to say 11, 12 years old. I picked it up. It was something that just like drums came to me, the violin came to me too. And I just love the magic of, I like drama on stage through music. And the violin gives you, it speaks to you in a way almost, it's very dramatic. And when I'm creating something, that's one of the things that come to me. So it has nothing to do with reggae music, because reggae music evolved from other things. So why not the violin? So when I want drama, I want different sounds and crescendos and diminuendos and stuff, I think of the violin. It has like a very delicate and soft type of tone, but can be so aggressive at times. And so that's why it was very important that a string instrument gets involved in what we're creating, not what we're trying to create, but what we're creating.
Okay.
Make sure bust a piece of the chalice now.
What?
Tova, bust a piece of the chalice. Do you remember it?
Right.
Yeah.
That's gonna be on the next show.
Toby, you have another piece you want to play?
I guess we love Turn Your Lights Down Low. It's definitely posted a lot, but something like, I think we can make a lot of sounds from this sound.
Mm-hmm. That's very, very nice. Okay. So Keisha, who would you like for the band to collaborate with? Do you have a dream artist, regardless of genre, that you have thought about if it could happen?
So at the top of the food chain for me, there was a dream of collaborating with Miss Betty Wright, Tonight the Night Betty Wright, but God rest her soul. And they know that I almost cried when I heard we almost shared the stage with them. I was like,
couldn't breathe.
Oh my God, I was like, what? You lying. But that was one of the people that I would love. I mean, there's so many people that I'd love to collaborate with. I definitely would love to collaborate with Patti LaBelle. Can you imagine Keisha Martin, IWIR, on stage with Patti? That would be
crazy.
Insane. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And of course, where reggae is concerned, definitely, hands down, Toots. Hands down, Toots.
Toots.
Oh my God.
Toots Hibbert.
Toots Hibbert. Oh my God. Oh my God. If I ever got on a track with Toots, it would be insane. Oh man. I just want to share the stage with him. Just, I'd love to do that. But that's a few of the people that I would love to, and Jill Scott. Ooh, Jill.
Oh, come on.
Jill.
Girl.
Chill. It's so many dynamics to the music. And then, even though reggae is our foundation and our core, I feel like we translate into so many different places where the music is concerned. But when because the arrangements are deliberate. Oh, and Phil Collins. Definitely Phil Collins. Definitely Phil Collins.
Keep on going.
I can keep going. I got a list because my list is real long.
You covered them.
But yeah, man. I love music, and it's one of those things that when you hear people say music saved my life. For me, music was a lifesaver because of my journey in life from a youth till now. And that's the thing that really brought me to a place why I continue doing it outside of just, it's not about money. People don't understand what music gives people. what it gives people, it really, it's something that heals.
Yeah.
You know, it brings you to a place where, like, if you understand what you're listening to and you connect with it, oh man, it can take you on a journey. And so I'm
Universal
so
language.
grateful to be able to communicate with people on that level, you know what I'm saying, and reach people on that level. And this platform allows me to do that, and I'm so forever grateful.
Yeah.
And I know that God has such a big, big plan for us, and I cannot wait to see where he takes us.
Keisha, you just mentioned, obviously, it was a lifesaver for you. Do you want to speak on that specifically as to how this has been a lifesaver for you?
So my journey has been, to say the least, very rough. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and my life's journey, just in a nutshell, translating from coming from an abusive background, sexual abuse, rape, a lot of visual things that are very dark. And for me to be in the space that I am in now, the way and where I am, it's God. And he gave me music so that I could heal.
Release.
And I can release, right? And then I can share my story with others so that they know that if I can walk away from that, you can too.
She's
and
so kind, Fabian.
Living
She is
proof.
very kind.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm
She's a beautiful
listening.
being, trust me.
I think she's the kindest of us all.
God is good, man. God continues to bless me, and I believe in paying it forward and continuing to pass on that blessing. And I feel like people don't understand when God gives you the gift of just choice, the gift of just being able to move away from the darkness and see light in through all of that. It's just a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. And like I said, I grew up with 6 siblings, and this is just another component of my connection to people. Like these are my sisters. They're not band members, and I feel like that's why this works. I don't look at IWIR as a band for me. We communicate all the time. We communicate every day. And, you know, because Shay is new, as we get to know her and as she gets to learn us, she's going to understand that we love her just like everybody else. We accept her. If she needs us, we're there for her, you know, and that's how we work. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it work for us. Huh?
Are you trying to make me cry on this damn show? Like,
don't be crying, girl.
No.
You don't want to be crying on this show here.
Make sure you don't wet the keyboard. That's all. Make sure you don't wet the keyboard, Shay.
Don't wet the keyboard. We need it.
Working. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. It's
not
love.
going back in the shop again.
Yeah, man. But life has been good to me, and music has been good to me. So I continue, and I'm forever grateful, and I continue to just pay it forward and continue to share the blessing with others, because it's important that we continue doing that.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
Just Majano, if you want to talk about your favorite artist you'd like to collaborate with, and just tell me what's the best thing about performing for you?
The best thing about performing, okay, let's start with the favorite artist. If I tell you I have a favorite, I'd be lying, because I got many favorites in many genres and stuff, and there's so much, like the girls mentioned, so much of them that I would really love for IWIR to do a collaboration with. But for right now, we want to get us jumped up, and we're started already, you know, get us higher and getting us up there to a level where all of them start calling us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So guess what? I'm really glad to be a part of this group, and when I perform with this group, I just remember that I'm not just sharing with the audience looking at us, but I'm also sharing with us as a family. You know,
Yeah.
we're growing while we're on stage, we grow while we're in rehearsals, we grow outside of International Women in Reggae because we call each other. And as you were saying to Shay, any hours in the night, call us. If there's an issue, whatever it is, call us. We're there. Keisha, she lives in way. Ariane, she lives way.
That's good.
And
Listen, God's back.
if there's a need for somebody to jump in a car and get there, we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do
We
it.
don't hear from
Yes.
somebody, we calling you down. You
Right.
know,
We
we
stalking
like
you. Stop playing.
we the skirts, right, Drea? We the skirts.
Right.
Hey.
You know what did Aya call us? What did Aya call us?
Beautiful weapons.
Here, there we go. Nobody
There
can
you go.
test us, and especially with that Alex there. Listen,
Mhm.
come in there. We come in there and we're like, "Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Queen." And Alex, we gotta mention, yes, because he'll be. I call in my phone. His name is Alex Emoji King. Sometimes he doesn't say anything. He just puts an emoji in there, and we can tell exactly what's going on in his brain. You know? But I'm telling you, it has been. Well, to start off, I really gave Ariane a hard, time, because all the talks about female group. Listen, me and the group thing, like.
Not gonna work.
But like I'm saying, we all have strong personalities and stuff, but she is just such a gentle yet strong soul. She just managed to pull all of us together,
Together.
and I'm like, when I finally caved in, and she was like, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And so I
And
dragged
then she
things,
dragged me. Yep.
and from that we've been here, and we're
What's
not going
meant to
anywhere.
be is meant to be. That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
meant to
We're not
be.
going anywhere.
It's we went through a little bit of thing this year at the beginning, and we was wondering how we was gonna do this and how we was gonna do that, and then COVID came along, and then they dropped Shay in our lap.
Right.
It's like
That's God.
we
Hello.
wasn't even looking. It just happened, and that's what it's been like from day one. It just keeps on happening. We're not
Remember, God.
we're not even doing anything. We're just moving along, and the door's opening, and the road is clear, and we just keep on going, and that's it.
Our
But
steps are
you have to
definitely
remember,
ordered.
we have to always move forward so he's already set up all these things. We're just
Yeah.
going to move into where they are. And
I
that's
mean, we
every
work
single
hard.
time. Yeah. We always
Everybody
moving into
works
that
hard,
spot.
so
Yeah. We just move into the
it's
spot
hard.
that he's put there for us.
Yeah, it's hard for everybody. Everybody's got a 9 to 5, and everybody has a family, and
Yeah.
everybody has outside things happening. But yet we still have that time for each other, and we still have that time to do what we need to do to get to where we need. We all know where we're going. We all know we're gonna get there. There's no ifs or buts about it. I can tell you that straight. No ifs or buts about it. There's no
We are
one
committed.
stopping us getting to where we are. And there's been a few people already. There's been a few already. And they just fall to the wayside, and we just keep on going.
Yep.
And that's how it's going to be from here on in, and from the beginning. It's just going to happen like that. And after we're gone, and then IWR will still be going, because by then it'll be more than a band. It'll be a movement. It'll be a system.
It's a movement.
It'll be a
They already
building. It'll be a
started
name
that.
of a road. It will be so many things that it will never be forgotten.
Right.
It will never be forgotten.
I wanted to ask you, how has the male music industry treated you, the band? Do you speak on that? Is there a double standard? Do you have to be double good, so to speak, as your male counterparts? And just tell me what support and the level of support that you have received from your male counterparts, so to speak.
Now, I must say that we have a lot of men rooting for us right now. We are so fortunate to have a lot of, individually we've had our issues with men in the past, but I'm saying as a group, we have like a solid set. We don't need 2,000 people. We just need
No.
5 or 10. We have a
Right.
solid
Yeah.
set of people rooting for us right now, and we're so fortunate to have that. I mean, good people, people who've been in the industry, like real people,
Yep.
and we're so thankful. I can call on them at any point in time, and so the ladies too. We're
Big up
so-
Derek Barnett Panda one, yeah.
Yeah.
Straight.
And Shams,
Shams.
Shams.
Big up
Yep.
Shams
That's
Panda
good.
one, yeah.
Andy, best.
Big up
And
Andy.
Yes, we can call names.
And Alex, we love you.
We can call a lot of names. Like they're really
Troy.
there for us. I must say. I can't say. Maybe some of them don't like us, but we're not. I'm not focused on people not liking us. I'm focusing on positivity and growth,
Right.
togetherness and development. Because if we focus on divide and conquer, we're not. The message that we're trying to send will be in vain. That's
Right.
how I look at it like.
But either one is motivation. If you like us, it's motivation. If you hate us, it's
It's
motivation.
motivation.
So either
Right.
way, it doesn't really make no difference which one you
Yeah.
want to take. It still motivates us. And what happens in like life, in sports, and everything, when you have somebody that's as good or better than you, you step up your game. So they're stepping up their game to come to meet us, which means the whole industry is stepping up, which means reggae music itself is stepping up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not here to follow anybody. We're here to set
Set the
stones.
trend.
Right.
We're making a
Trend.
path. They're following us.
So
We don't care what they want to do. We don't really give a damn what they want to do. We know what we're gonna do, and they're following. And we're not asking them to follow us. They just jumping on the bandwagon.
Oh yeah.
And
So
then-
this is
and
the
they're-
thing.
and we're making them better because they have to step up their game.
It's true.
We're gonna let management say that.
No,
You know, we can.
Yeah.
No,
You can.
as I say to everyone, I keep saying to everyone, we are going to remain humble in whatever we
Exactly.
focus. It's tunnel vision, and I am not here to divide and conquer anybody. I'm here to love everybody, and that's
Right.
that was the goal from the beginning, and that's what the goal should continue to be. So
Right.
I'm not here to do anything. We're going to remain humble in all of this. And yes, we are going to do good things. We're going to do great things.
Right.
Mhm.
All of this, be positive.
The thing is this, right? We are not here to compete against anyone.
No.
We are here
That's right.
to basically set something in motion that has never been done before. Yes, there's been other female bands, yes. However, this is not a band. It is a movement. It's a family. It is
Yeah.
it's not what's happened before. This is something different. And that's what people are recognizing and identifying and saying, you know, that's why you're hearing, how you make it work. We make it work because we really like each other.
Exactly.
We cultivate, we're deliberate in what we do. We cultivate a relationship and we genuinely care about each other. So that's why this is going to continue to flourish. That's why it's going to work, you know? So if somebody has feedback on something that I'm doing, I'm not going to be like, I'm too big to not listen to them. These are all my bandmates, and it's from a place of love. The critique is from a place of love. It's from a place of wanting to see me at my best. And that's everyone pouring into each other, everyone helping each other. So, of course, we're going to continue to remain humble, but people have to understand what they're seeing is not what they've seen before. It is something different. It is a family. It is a unit. When you see one of us, you continue to see all of us because we are a representation of each other, even when we're not together. And we will continue to move like that.
That's true.
It's all for one for all. If you touch one, you touch all. I can
Yes.
Well, them not really want to see Pamela pull up because, you know, I just got to say, I'm just saying.
You're going to bring everybody. We know you're going to bring everybody.
The whole gang. It's like, how much are we, Shannon? 20 now?
You'll see a whole bunch of doppelgangers just roll up.
Oh man, like just pull up, like, oh my gosh. Be like, what you say?
And each one to take a clap out of you.
And I think that's the good thing about it is that you really do feel at home here.
Yes.
You can come to any band member with anything, and you can really feel comfortable. You can be yourself. And when someone does come at you with negativity, everybody feels it because they know that it's not true and it's just a projection from somebody else.
Yeah.
Trying to put them down or trying to put me down as an individual or anyone else down.
Right.
So we know what we can deliver. We always be humble, of course, because humility goes a long way in this industry. Arrogance, pride comes before a fall, right? And that's very true. You can't be arrogant in this industry because I know I'm always learning. I'm sure everyone else is constantly learning and mastering their craft because even the masters are always learning as well. There's always something to learn. So, you know, it's absolutely, we have a goal, we have a vision to set our own path, to set our own lane, to do things that we've never done before, but we always pay homage to those who came before us.
Exactly.
You know, that's what we're about. We're also a blend of tradition, honoring the tradition, honoring reggae, honoring where we come from. But then we also look towards the future, trying to cultivate what we have within ourselves. Some of us are influenced by neo soul, jazz, classical, rock, and we blend those together to create something new for ourselves. So not only is it a sisterhood, but also musically, it's kind of a melting pot of different things, and people hear that and they gravitate towards that as well.
We want to end up in every household all over the world.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
To make it different. That's it.
So quiet. And if
Andrea
will stay there.
Give her a biscuit.
I'm calm.
She wants an English. Give her an English
You want a
muffin.
biscuit? Hang on, I got some here. Hang on.
I want Andrea to play something.
Andrea, play something.
I don't know what to play. I'll be honest.
Anything.
I haven't been practicing.
Redemption song.
You don't need to practice.
Woo!
That's it.
Nice.
Yes.
We've missed that.
You better stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me.
Girl, come home, dang it.
Yes.
Andrea, if you come back to New York now, I got biscuits for you.
Oh, God.
Chocolate ones?
Yeah.
Have to get the peanuts. The peanuts too.
Oh, the peanuts.
Yeah, don't forget them peanuts.
Andrea, I have some money share with
I'm
white
not joking.
feel.
I'm not joking. Look.
Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
Andrea, look.
And I just want to say my piece, and that's it. It's basically, I just feel like, you know, when something is bigger than yourself, that's what the situation is. It's something that's bigger than ourselves. And sometimes you don't know who you're influencing. And I just feel that the more people see more females doing things out of the box that females are normally put in, it's always better for us and for the world. Right. And basically, I just feel that we can take this to a really great level. And, you know, I feel like we've been working very hard. You know, we work harder, but I think we will definitely achieve something. We have a lot to say. So maybe not me in the interview or anything like that, but as a group, there's a lot of personalities. That's why sometimes I sit back and I listen, because they're basically saying everything that I feel and that I would say anyway. So it's not like I necessarily have to speak up and, you know, throw my voice in there, but just to let you know that I just feel that sometimes situations are bigger than what you realize that you're in sometimes. And I think this is one of those. So,
well said.
I wanted to ask all the band members here, just what we've witnessed the past couple months with these demonstrations, these protests for social justice, anti-racism marches. What do you feel, if any, your role is or your music is in all this. Is there something that you feel a need to move this along? Tell me how it has affected you and how you feel that your music can enact change.
Is this a question for me
For
personally?
everybody. Yeah.
In general.
Start with you, Andrea.
I'm sorry, but the question, just the last part again. Say that again.
How do you feel that your music in particular, the bands, or just yours individually can affect change based on what we've seen the past couple months and this movement that we are experiencing?
Well, it's really hard to answer that question because I don't know if music at this point is going to affect change. I think a lot of times when you have certain policies that's in place, and it's been in place for a very long time, it's not until certain curtains are drawn or pulled down that you can really get to the core of what the problem is. And I feel that we would have to be more of a we have to take more of a political stance in our music, lyrically, to affect change. But I think what music does, it does pull people together. So what I was happy to see with all the marching, that it wasn't just Black people that had to go out there and march on their own. I saw like the world come together, all different countries all around the world, and pretty much you see the majority of people wanting the same thing. So I think if we want to hit it with a political standpoint, we can come out more political and speak up on certain things that could possibly push the change, but the change won't come until the policies and the laws are changed. So that's where the beginning of it all is. But I think we're on the cusp of doing something really great, and we can be a part of something really great, especially with the whole Black Lives Matter movements and stuff like that. Other movements that come along. We're a movement in ourselves, so maybe we can open the eyes of women. Maybe women needs to take more of a role in certain things, you know, because it's very male dominated, the whole system. So maybe having more females represented as far as music goes, it's a beginning. It's one piece of the coin or one side of the coin that can enact change all around. So that's just my opinion.
Okay. Yes.
So I want to say, right? Us, we do have a voice, but our voice right now is really tiny. Like, I know I'm doing my part right now, you know, trying to look into things to make change. And change starts with that person in the mirror and within your home and within your family or relative, you know, little friendship, just your little circle and stuff. But I really feel that a lot of these, let's say Black people then, because we're the ones getting the fight. And we have a lot of them out there in the movies and in music and just celebrities and stuff. They have such a big platform. And most of them do nothing. If they speak, they will listen. But they're not talking up for us, you know? But like I say, I'm just trying to do my part.
I just wanted to add, I think that IWIR is a very political group, only in that we are the first like all-female reggae group that is doing fusion. In 2020, there are, let's say, other groups that are of a similar way. But when you think of the campaign that we created, Girls in Every Key, and the mentorship and the networking that we're trying to do to connect with emerging musicians that would like to play reggae, and creating a strong network for female musicians so that they, in a way, don't have to objectify themselves and objectify their bodies, but be seen as human beings and human beings that play music. I think that's a very powerful statement, especially in like sexualized music industry 2020. I think that's a really big change that we're trying to create. And I think the power of love and the power of love that transforms generations is a very political thing. I think, we are changing a system. It just happens to be a system that is not being challenged per se in this moment.
Anybody else wants to speak on that?
I guess. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead, Shannon.
So just to add on to what Tova says, especially in reggae music, it's very male dominated, especially when it comes to drums and bass. There, especially on bass, is that when it comes to reggae, everyone is eyeing the bass player. And me being female and me being having, I guess, a baby face, so to speak, it kind of shocks people that I play the way that I do, or I have the attitude the way that I have. It's just, in a way, the way I act is also a political statement because I choose not to act a certain way. I have a very serious, I guess, temperament when it comes to music. I have a very serious temperament when I approach different things in life, and I take things very seriously. And I think that in itself, just existing, is a protest because I refuse to allow society to push me to be a certain way. I choose my path. I choose where I want to be. I choose that, not racism, not sexism, not anything like that, because I know who I am, right? Even though society pushes against us as women, as people of color, trying to erase our history, trying to erase who we are, trying to dismantle our hopes and dreams, we still push forward. So, despite all of that, I think the very fact that we exist and the very fact that we're still standing tall and the very fact that we are saying, no, we will not take this anymore. No, we will not allow injustices to happen to us just because you want them to. I think that is political. And I think the fact that we choose to live our lives with such strength and with such valor is powerful.
Yep.
I just hope this is a straw that broke the camel's back.
Right.
Yeah.
Or are we just gonna do all of this and go back to square one, which has happened for hundreds and hundreds of years? It's not today, it's not tomorrow. But just, is this the movement? Is this the right time? Is this the time for it to happen?
We need
It's
more
always
of
the
those
time for
bigger
it to happen,
voices
but
to
is it
join
gonna
in.
go? Are they just gonna give you promises and keep on moving on, or is this the end of it? Is this the beginning of the end, or the end of the beginning? You know, that's the key right now. I've lived that life. I've been abused and stuff by police and all type of things like that. So I know what it's like, and it's what it is part of life. The young black coming up as a male is part of his life. It's like getting up and having a shower or whatever. It's part of your life. It's when you step on the street, it's part of your life to be stopped by a police. No matter which part of the world you are, and it's just been discovered now. It's just been discovered. So hopefully this is the straw that broke the camel's back, and everything's going to change from here on in. And we having a platform to do it, I think we could, you know, take things in a different direction when it comes to sexism and police brutality and black on white crime, black on black crime, and all different types of things. Why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
And music definitely brings people together. Like
Most definitely, universal language.
Another, and that's why to me it's such a blessing when you see people of every culture, race, creed coming, you know, to a reggae concert or an R&B concert. And if not for music, I cannot imagine how much more separate we would be, and how much taller, you know, walls would be between us. So I'm really thankful for music. Arian, I wanted to ask you about this program that has been referenced a couple of times, Girls in Every Key. I believe you're wearing a t-shirt, you and Alex, you are repping mentorship program. And by the way, I am unapologetically asking if I could have one of those in a meeting at one point. But please tell me about that program, how it got started. And we had a young lady on, I believe she dropped off, but just tell me about the need to inspire that next generation with not only reggae music, but just music on the whole.
As I mentioned earlier, it started way back at Endemani College, me being the only female in my classroom, I felt that was an issue. And not me personally experiencing, I've experienced both sides. I've experienced um, Philip Smart being so just wonderful to me, just a great mentor to me, rest his soul, and just feeling so comfortable being around him and wanting to go to the studio every single day. And I've experienced being sexualized. People looking at me a certain way and say, okay, if you dress a certain way and do this, then you sit around the drummer, you're like a little puppet. Then everything will be fine. I've always known I know who I am as a person. And that's why I love the group and I love these girls because they know who they are. And I recognize that it's too difficult to find female musicians, or even if the female musicians decide to take that leap of faith and go to a music college, eventually they end up doing retail or something else. They never follow through because frustration gets into play. They feel they have to sell their bodies to go to a certain level. They feel they have to dress a certain way. They feel they have to emulate what they see on TV and so forth. The music is no longer coming from within. And what Girls in Every Key is about is every single girl picking up an instrument in any form and being able to play with some form of confidence. And knowing that they don't have to take the cheap route to get where they are. It may take a longer time putting in the work, but it's very important, it's very imperative that you love yourself, you know yourself, you cherish yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know who you are and you can explain who you are, then others won't respect you. If you come and you know you have that talent and you have that gift, that's what speaks. Nothing else should speak.
That's so true.
And so my group of ladies are not the stick figures or whatever you see, blonde hair down to what they wear, whatever they want. But I did not go for a specific body type. I did not go for a specific face. I went for people, for women with power and energy, and each person I can say here can speak for themselves. They are strong women in their own right. That's what I was looking for. That's what I needed in my circle in order for Girls in Every Key to flourish. Girls in Every Key is about a little girl a little girl or little girls in any color, shape, or form who want to be a musician, but be a musician with strength and courage, and not thinking about, okay, I'm going to play this, but I have to be half naked, or I have to, sell my soul to get to the next level.
A purpose.
We have to have a purpose, a plan, a purpose. So all the P's I put together, you have to have the plan, you have to practice, and you have to have a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Girls in Every Key is about.
And you mentioned when we spoke a couple of days ago about at least a vision to build a music school, I believe, in Jamaica. Do you want to speak on that a little bit, maybe?
Well, yes, that has it's been a vision to create a little music school. I would love to see that within the next couple of years. It's not easy. It's a lot of work, and one of the things we were going to do in May, and I know COVID came around, but we will do in the future, is create this platform, Girls in Every Key, and go to Jamaica and different parts of the world and do a presentation, present ourselves, say what we're about, and somehow encourage some girl, even one little girl, to be a musician. And I hope that comes to fruition, and we'll be able to build that little school and get instruments, and hopefully people can donate to us and send instruments, because instruments are not cheap. They're very expensive, and that's one of the reasons. And the second thing is, especially young ladies in the Caribbean, your parents don't want to be musicians. They want you to do something else because they don't see the purpose of it, and they hear different scary stories, and we kind of want to change that dynamic. So hopefully at some point in time we can reach different parents. But when we had our launch, we had parents coming and children, young girls coming. So that was nice, very nice to see. So hopefully we can, convince people and girls to pick up an instrument, and play.
Right.
Okay. Andrea, I want to bring you back here, and I want you to speak to any young girls out there right now, or even just boys who might have thought about picking up an instrument. And I want you to speak to them right now and tell them what they should, tell them about taking the next step, the initiative.
Well, I personally actually worked in a music store, selling musical instruments to children, and I met a lot of parents that would come in to buy instruments for their kids. And the conversations that I would have with those parents, a lot of times they want to buy the cheapest instrument that they could find because they feel like the kid isn't going to stick to it. So I, in turn, would encourage the parent to get them a decent instrument, so when they do want to play the instrument, they're not fighting with an instrument that doesn't work for them. So a lot of times it begins more with the parents more than the child, because the child may have the passion in the beginning to really want to do it, and depending on the parents' finances or
Attitudes.
yeah, their attitude, or sometimes the parents don't want to do it for the kid. They actually walk out sometimes and they don't buy an instrument. So I would start with the parents, and I would say to the parents, you never know what your child can become. And it's also a proven fact that when a kid plays an instrument, that actually helps their academics all around. So you shouldn't ignore music. Music has a very deep, it's math. That's number one. So it will help the child grow as far as being an all-around person as well, So there's been many stories of people wanting to play, let's say, the drums, and the parents refuse to buy the drums because it's a loud instrument and they don't want to, wreck the neighbors or wherever they're living. They can't afford to bring a drum set into the home. So we've lost a whole host of drummers right there to begin with. And basically, I would say to the child, if it's something that you really want to do and your parents are really willing to go out and spend their money and buy the instrument for you, the thing is, you now have to perform. You now have to show them that you're worthy of even playing the instrument because your parents spent the money in buying an instrument. And I would say, I won't call people heroes, but I would say find somebody that you can actually sit down and study with, that can help you in the very beginning, get over maybe bad habits that you would start on your own when you're trying to learn on your own. So it's good to have like a mentor, somebody that you actually would look up to give you that guidance, because it will help shape you as a musician. So, but my main thing would be, I would speak to the parents first, and then the child secondary.
Okay. All right. Ariane, you are a trailblazer in itself just by, when you're starting music school, and you said you were the only girl in that class, and now you've put together this great band that is once again setting new trends. And how much are you in? I know you're obviously working towards that next song, and I wanted you to talk about songs you have written for this band. I want you to talk about your favorite song, if you do have one, and what do you want for this band moving ahead after things have settled down with COVID.
I have not written any songs for the band. The band actually was in the process of doing an EP. We started in the studio and COVID came and we had to stop the project. So it was disappointing, but it's for a reason, and I'm gonna stick to that. Individually, the girls are very talented writers. So Magana writes well, Katrina writes well, Keisha Martin writes well. Shay, I'm not sure how much you write.
Yeah, I write.
I am not the best writer. I arrange well, I think, but I'm
Yeah,
not a
you
very
do.
good writer. But I like songs from each of them. Each of the I cannot say I have a favorite right now because I listened to a song from Katrina. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I listened to a song from Keisha. I'm like, wow, because it's music, man. Like I don't have a favorite. It has to speak to me. Like Katrina had this song that she sent me a while back, and I went
Go
back in the
ahead.
archives, and I was like, what? This song
From
wicked.
2000 and when?
I was like, what? But maybe others don't think it's, but for me, I'm like, this song is amazing. And then the first time I heard Keisha's song Rocksteady, I played it
That
from
mad.
Long Island all the way to the city and back. And I knew every
And that
single
far.
word.
She knows the harmonies.
I know every single, I know the background vocals, I know every single thing. So when they're in rehearsal,
And
I
the
know
music.
the part.
Jesus.
Seriously. And Magana has this song, No Come Lick Me. I'm like,
Not my child. Oh my
Not
God,
Not
that is
my
my
child.
Yeah, for real.
favorite.
You're not your pitney.
oh, yeah.
Not your baby.
Yeah,
Not
we're
your
very political in our writing skills, and at the same time, we have a lot of fun. Rocksteady, and and Keisha goes back into history, back in the days when this used to happen and this used to happen.
Yep.
Now these things are not happening, and the fusing of the reggae and the rocksteady that has been
Yeah.
forgotten. It's amazing, and what I'm so proud about, I said to you before, Fabian, when we spoke previously, I now know for sure that we belong together because of the resilience of the group. See, COVID came and we're still here.
Mhm.
We're still together and we're not playing out. We're not making any money. Instead, these girls decide to enhance themselves in whatever way they're having music teachers here. People we've been learning different stuff, and we're still together. I think we're tighter now than before, and that tells me a lot about these ladies. And
Commitment.
that is what gives me hope. That's what makes me sleep at night. And I'm like, you know what? That's what makes me work harder for the group.
Girl, you can't get rid of us.
No.
I don't
Sorry.
like,
Stick to you like glue.
I don't like the spotlight. I know that I'm the founder of the band, and they know. I am speaking not an interview person. I don't like to do interviews, and I don't like to be in the spotlight because each person, every single girl here, young lady here, is important.
She always does so well.
She does.
Single person. So when
I
I'm
don't
like,
like to
I
talk.
know I am. I know I am. I don't have to really highlight that I am, to be honest with you. And I don't have to tell them that I am because they know where they're for. We know our strengths, we know our weaknesses, we know who's the designer, we know who is the harmony arranger, we know who is the mother of the group, we know who's gonna fix it. Like we know our role, and that's what makes it fabulous.
We know who will fight for the group.
Yeah. All of us. So that's what makes it fabulous. So
And who's the peacemaker?
And who's a troublemaker, aka.
Well, the Bible says, "Blessed are the peacemakers." Oh.
According to Medea.
Well, the Bible says.
Say it again, Fabian.
What did you say?
I think the Peacemaker owes us a song, Katrina. Right?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Anything.
She knew what she was doing. She knew what I was feeling for you, but it didn't matter to her. She knew what I was feeling. She knew what she was doing, but didn't matter to her. She came to my house. Why did I choose that verse? And slept in my bed. I swore that she'd be dead before the night ended. But I checked myself. Is she worth all this mess? I played the ladies' role and walked away. Things you do for love. How the hell was I to know you would hurt me so? How could you lie to me? Somehow your love has changed and you're gone when our love was true and she knew. That's it.
Hey.
And I'll just take this moment to say my influences are Jill Scott, Eric Badu, Lauryn Hill, yeah, Aretha Franklin, Josh Stone, it goes on and on and on. But
Oh yeah.
and Music Soul Child. So I'm on the other side of it. I'm on the neo soul side of it. But I still love my R&B and I still love my reggae and I can't DJ to save my life. But I love me some Buju and I love me some Beanie. But yeah, I'm a mixture. But I'm all from the old school as well, like the Shy Lights and the Scatter Lights and all the lights you could think of.
Bud Light.
No, stop it, Alex.
Well.
But yes, I'm influenced by a lot because when I was growing up, my father always played music, so everything from the old genres come all the way up. That's me. So I really, but the neo soul people, I would definitely like to be on stage again. Well, I opened for Jill Scott before, but I'd like to be on stage with her, singing beside her.
All right.
So yeah, that'd be crazy for me.
It's Patty for me.
Can you sing for us?
Pardon me?
Magano?
Magano.
Magano, can you sing for us?
Magano. Well, all right. So I'm gonna do a prayer. We're not gonna bother up and kick down your man them right now about never be a silent. So I'm gonna do a prayer right now. All right. So to everyone I said a pray. Get on your knees and pray.
Pray.
Every night and every day. God will guide you through the way that you don't know which way to go. Ask the Lord, yes, He knows. And though you be afraid, you'll find Him where you pray. That in the morning when I wake up, I take a peek outside to see the birds, bees, flowers, trees. Wonder how they survive, yeah. Then I'll say to myself, girl, at least you're alive. So don't let Corona get you down. Stand firm, because IWIR is about to take off and take the world by storm.
Yes.
That was great.
Thanks for having us, Fabian.
They're singing. Keisha has to sing before Fabian, I know you're close. Keisha has to sing even 30 seconds.
Okay.
What?
I rock steady. I have to sing in a summit. Listen.
So why not bad me up so?
Linda,
Come on, Keisha, get it.
Linda, you know, listen now. Rock steady.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay?
Hello.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, listen.
Performer. We want
Wait.
Keisha back now.
All right, so the only way I'm gonna do rock steady is if everybody gonna dance. Everybody gonna dance? All right.
All
You ready
right.
for dance?
All right.
All right.
Ready, ready.
I'm gonna have music and all these.
Yes,
Please,
please.
Hey,
Eh, eh.
IWR in the place. Whoa, yeah. Come on, rock steady, baby. Hey, rock steady, come on now, rock steady, yeah, yeah. This how I knock the old and the new. Better fling on your dancing shoes. Come me say I roll through. Dance from with the massive and so me say, boy, grab a girl and come. We a go rock till the morning come. Say, bartender, serve me a rum. We a go drink till the bar is done. Say, ladies got on the best dress. Sailors got on the latest dress. Come on, we are playing that groove. And the dance floor ain't got no room. So rock steady, baby. Rock steady, yeah. Rock steady, come on now. Rock steady, yeah, yeah. Now, dick down, down, down. Get a down. Now, dick down, rock steady, yeah. All right.
Motto.
Is it King of Rocksteady? You are the Queen of Rocksteady. Okay?
Hey.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, I'm honored. Thank you. I'm humbled by that. Humbled. Thank you.
Very end. Just like to thank you, Alex, and all these wonderful, talented.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
First show, wherever it is, you have a ticket at the door waiting for you.
That's right.
Backstage. You know we have to game changer out of the building all day.
And Julianne, do you just want to tell everybody where they can find you in case they want to book you just want to talk about your contacts, where anybody can find you.
Harry?
Okay, you can find us on Instagram at International Women in Reggae, and same on Facebook. We have a website, www.internationalwomeninreggae.com, and our Twitter, which we don't use very much.
Right.
I'm not IIRNYC, I believe, at IIRNYC. And if you want to email us, it's IIRgroup@gmail.com.
Okay.
And for more information, you could contact Alex, our manager.
Right. Okay.
And we also have a YouTube. Don't forget the YouTube.
Yes.
And the YouTubes.
As well. Okay. Ladies and Mr. King, once again, thank you for coming on. God bless you. Stay safe. Continued success, and keep inspiring these young people for what you're doing, and keep
yeah.
Right?
Yes, man.
Okay.
So much.
I respect all of you, all right? And keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Fabian.
Thank you for having us, Fabian. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Mwah.
All right, take care.